Let's do that together. Inhale, float those arms up. Hands to the knees on the exhale. Take a full breath in. Forearms to the thighs. Full inhale. And we'll exhale those hands down to the mat. Let's walk the hands forward, coming into a downward facing dog. Yeah. Not a moment too soon, I think. Let's bend one knee, then the other, taking some deep breaths. With our exhale, let's come down to hands and knees. Bring the knees a little wider apart than the hips, the hands a little wider apart as well. Let's do a figure 8 move, reaching the hips back in a semicircle, and then forward in a semicircle. Keep breathing deep. And let's change direction. Let's circle our way back to a neutral spine. Bring the knees under the hips and the palms under the shoulders. Curl those toes under. Let's lift the hips, coming back into downward facing dog. Let's bend one knee and then the other. And let's walk those palms toward the toes, coming into a forward fold. Roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Once we rise, let's inhale, reach up. Exhale the hands to the heart. With our inhale, let's reach to the sky. Hands to the knees on the exhale. Take a full inhale, really lengthen. Forearms to the thighs on the exhale. Let's take an inhale here. And exhale those palms down to the mat. Walk the hands forward. We'll come into downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, let's lift the heels, keep a little bend in the knees. On our inhale, let's sweep the right leg back behind us. As we exhale, let's set it down again. Then the left leg, reach it back on the inhale. Set it down on the exhale. Let's do each side one more time. And bring the toes down and we'll lower onto hands and knees. Bring the knees a little wider apart than the hips, the hands a little wider apart. We'll do a figure 8 with the hips, breathing deep. Change direction. Let's circle back to a neutral tabletop. From there, let's curl those toes under, lift the hips back into downward facing dog. Take a full inhale, full exhale. Walk the palms toward the toes, forward fold. Roll up slowly, stacking the spine. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's inhale and reach up. This time we'll interlace the fingers. Lean to the right. Let's hold there for a breath. Then with our inhale, let's reach up. Lean to the left. We'll hold there. Inhale, reach up. Swan dive down. Let's take a full inhale. Full exhale. Palms to the mat. Walk those hands forward, coming into downward facing dog. Lift the heels. We'll reach the right leg back behind us and keep that leg lifted. Really reach with those toes. And let's bring the right foot down. Reach away with the left leg, feeling for length in that spine. One more inhale. Exhale, bring it down. We'll lower to hands and knees. Bring those knees a little wider apart. Figure 8 with those hips. Change direction. Let's find our way back to a neutral tabletop. Curl those toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take a full inhale, full exhale. Let's walk the palms toward the toes, forward fold. Roll up slowly. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. We'll reach up on our inhale, interlace those fingers. Lean to the right, we'll hold. Stretch the left leg out, and we'll hover those toes. And let's inhale, reach straight up. Release those arms out and down on the exhale. Roll the shoulders back. Let the shoulders drop. We'll inhale, reach up. Interlace, we'll lean to the left and reach those right toes away. Let's hover and balance here. And inhale, reach straight up. Exhale, release those arms down. Roll the shoulders back. Next inhale, let's float those arms up. Swan dive down on the exhale. We'll take a full inhale, full exhale here. Walk the palms forward, downward facing dog. Let's reach that right leg back. We'll either just stay here, just like we did last time, or keep that leg lifted, press into plank, back to down dog. If you're doing that, we'll do it one more time. Plank and down dog. Let's bring that foot down. Reach the left leg back. Either just stay put or press into plank. Back to down dog. One more time. And let's plant that foot. Lower to hands and knees. We'll either just take a wide-kneed child's pose or do our figure 8s again, whatever feels more appealing. Let's take a few deep breaths. And if you're doing figure 8s, change direction. And let's all come back to a neutral tabletop. Curl the toes under. Let's lift the hips back to downward facing dog. Walk the hands toward the toes, forward fold. Roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. This will be our last vinyasa like this. Let's reach up to the sky. Interlace those fingers. We'll lean to the right. Reach those left toes out. We'll hover. Then let's reach straight up. Plant that foot. Lean to the left. Stretch the right leg away. We'll lift it and hover. And let's plant that foot. Reach straight up. Big inhale. Swan dive down. We'll take an inhale here. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Walk those hands forward, coming into downward facing dog. From here, let's all press forward into plank pose. Bring the knees to lightly touch the mat. Lift those toes. We'll lower all the way down. Cobra on the inhale. Back to downward facing dog. You can always come down onto your forearms. This will be our last pass through this vinyasa. Let's inhale the right leg back behind us and up. Exhale, set it down. Then the left, reach it back. Set it down. We'll do each leg one more time. Bring that foot down. We'll lower those knees. Let's meet up in a child's pose, bringing the knees a little wider apart. Turning those palms up. Let's open and close the hands a few times. Then let's find our ball, and we'll make our way into a side laying position on our left side. So let's stack those knees, and we'll be on our left forearm. Let's put our right palm on the ball. That doesn't matter which way we face. We'll put a little weight in the ball and a lot of weight in that left forearm. Let's lift the hips an inch off the mat and then push them forward toward that front edge of the mat. So we're in a side laying bridge pose. Let's reach our right arm up to the sky. We're going to keep our hips lifted, lower the ball, touch the ball to the ground. Inhale, lift the ball. Exhale, lower it. One more time, we'll lift and lower. Let those hips come down. Let's come down onto our left side. We'll prop our head in our hand. Let's stretch the right leg away and we'll bring the ball back into our right hand. Let's lift the whole leg and the arm. Inhale, exhale, lower. Yeah, you can touch them together if you want to be fancy. We'll lift on the inhale, lower on the exhale. Let's do 3 more. One more. We'll lower down. Stack those knees again. Let's come back onto our left forearm. Take that ball into your right hand. Let's lift the hips into our side laying bridge. Lift the arm to the sky. Now let's stretch the right leg away. Lift the leg. Lower the leg and the arm. Lift the leg and the arm. Lower and lift. Let's do 3 more. Let's lift and hold for 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down. Let's roll onto our back before we do the other side. Come onto your back. Feet on the ground. Let the arms release. Close your eyes for a moment. Just scan your body. See if you feel a difference between your left and right sides. Keeping some deep breaths flowing, let's stretch our legs up to the sky just in a leisurely way. Let's circle the ankles. Change direction. And let's bring our feet to the ground. Sway the knees side to side. Take some deep breaths. And let's come back to center and let's make our way onto our right side. We'll take our ball with us. We'll be on our right forearm with the knees stacked. Let's put that left palm on the ball. We're going to lift our hips just an inch and then push them forward toward that front edge of the mat. So we're in our side bridge. We're going to hold that pose, lift the ball, inhale, lower the ball on the exhale. Lift and lower. Let's do 3 more. Last one. Then we'll lower the ball, lower the hips. Let's slide out onto our right side, prop our head in our hand. Let's stretch that left leg away. We'll bring the ball back into the left hand. We're going to lift the ball, lift the leg, inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, Exhale, lower. Let's do 3 more. Last one, we'll lift and release down. Let's come back to our side laying pose on that right forearm. Stack the knees. Take the ball into your left hand. Let's lift our hips into our side bridge. We'll lift our arm. We're going to hold there. Stretch that left leg out. We'll lift it, then lower the leg and the arm. Lift both, lower both. 3 more. You guys are cute. You came up with this great symmetry. I love it. On our last one, let's lift and hold for 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Let's roll onto our backs and rest. Turn the palms up, soles of the feet on the ground. Nestle the upper back into the mat. Let's stretch our legs up to the sky. Circle the ankles. Change direction. Then let's curl into a ball. Let's wrap our arms around the legs. Exhale. As we inhale, let's stretch the legs up and reach those arms away. Exhale, curl into a little ball. Let's do that a few times. Two more. And one. We'll release. Let's roll to one side. And we'll make our way onto our belly. So we'll lay right down on the belly on the mat. Reach your arms away so you're fully stretched out. Open those arms just a little wider apart, so they're wider apart than the shoulder. Without bending the arm, we're going to lift a shoulder and pull one arm closer. And then we'll set it down, little bend in that elbow. Then pull the other arm closer, set it down so there's a little bend in the elbow. So arms are out wide and the heart should be lifted just a little bit. Reach that tailbone away and engage the glutes. We'll pull those collarbones forward. Then lift the left leg just an inch, set it down. Then the right leg just an inch, set it down. You should feel your glutes, should feel the muscles of the arms. Let's do one more each side. And we'll release down. Let's fold our arms in front to make a pillow for our head. Bend the knees, sway the lower leg side to side. And back to center. Stretch the legs out long. We'll reach our arms forward at full length. Then we're going to pull the right arm a little closer without bending the elbow. Then we'll bend the elbow and put it down. Pull the left a little closer. Then bend that elbow and put it down. Lift the heart. So we're just in a little Sphinx pose variation. Press the tops of those feet into the mat. We're going to look over our left shoulder. Then let's come back to center. We'll look over that right shoulder. And let's look to the left again. We're going to bend that left knee. Push the quad into the mat. Then let's set it down. Look over that right shoulder. Bend the right knee. Look at it. Scoop your belly button up away from the mat. Then release down. We'll make that pillow for our head. Bend both knees. Sway the lower leg side to side. Back to center. Grand finale of this sequence here. We'll stretch the legs away. Reach the arms right out in front at full length. Without bending it, we're going to pull one shoulder back, then plant that forearm, pull the other shoulder back, plant that forearm. So we're in a very tiny little extended Sphinx pose. From here, we're going to look over that left shoulder, bend the left knee. We might just stay there or reach and see if we can touch those somewhere, the heel, the toes. Then we'll release back, look over that right shoulder, bend that right knee. We might just stay right here or reach. Really press the pubic bone into the mat. Let's return and we'll rest. Fold the arms to make a pillow for your head. Rest your head, bend those knees, sway the lower legs side to side. Then back to center. Let's bring our palms right underneath the shoulders. We'll press our way up. And we're going to come into a child's pose with the thighs closer together. So we'll reach our hips back toward those heels. This will be our counter pose to those back bends. So let's take a couple of deep breaths right here. Then let's scoop our way up into a tabletop. Inhale. Exhale, round the back, reach that tailbone back toward the heels, back into our child's pose. Let's do that a couple more times. Scoop up into tabletop. Inhale. Exhale, reach those hips back to child's pose. One more time. Then let's come on to hands and knees. We'll bring our right forearm down to the mat. Let's find our ball. Hopefully it's not too far. We're gonna bring that in our left hand. Unweight that left knee. We're gonna hinge at that hip and point the knee up to the sky. Reach the left arm up to the sky with the ball. We're gonna reach it up and then touch the ball to the ground. Reach just the ball up, touch it to the ground. Let's do one more time. And we'll reach that ball up. Let's extend that left leg. So arm and leg are both reaching. Take one more inhale. And we'll exhale, come down. Let's do the other side. So we'll bring that left forearm to the ground. Put the ball into the right hand. Hinge open at that right hip. So we're pointing that knee up to the sky. Bring your weight into that left forearm. Then we'll lift the ball to the sky. Set it down. Lift it to the sky. Woo. Set it down. Keep on going. The next time we lift it, let's hold. Slowly extend that right leg. We're reaching with both limbs. Take one more inhale. Exhale, come on down. Let's rest in child's pose. We'll do one more variation on this theme. So let's rise back up into our tabletop again. Bring that right forearm down to the mat. Take the ball into your left hand. Let's unweight that left knee and we'll point it up to the sky. We'll hinge open at that hip. Just like before, let's reach the ball to the sky. This time we'll just keep it reaching. We're going to slowly extend that left leg. Then as we bend, let's see if we can touch the ball to the heel. They're beautiful. You can make it dynamic or just touch to the heel and hold there. Or you can reach and touch. Let's take one more breath. Let's finish reaching up, big inhale. Then come down. We'll rest before we do the other side. Nice save. Take some deep breaths. Then let's return to tabletop. We'll bring that left forearm to the mat. Take the ball in the right hand. We'll unweight this right knee, hinge that hip open, and we'll reach the ball up to the sky. Let's find our balance point, putting some weight in that left forearm, then stretch the right leg away. So now we're going to bend it and see if we can touch our heel to the ball back behind us. And again, either stay there or reach away on the inhale and bend the knee on the exhale. This is playtime, so we'll roll around on the mat. No problem. Let's all really reach tall with that ball for one more inhale now. And on an exhale, come down. Let's roll. Let's go onto our back. Let's take a full rest here. Come all the way down. We'll stretch our legs out long, just like we would in Shavasana. Turn the palms up. Take a couple of deep breaths here, just resting in Shavasana. And let's bring the soles of the feet onto the mat. Find that neutral spine. We're going to roll up to seated. You can roll up from this position or roll to one side first and then roll up, whatever you prefer. Let's place the soles of the feet onto the mat. Let's put our ball right behind that lower back. So kind of wedge it in behind that tailbone. Let's reach those arms forward. Tuck the tail, curl down. So we're scooping into the core. Exhale. Then we'll inhale back up. Let's curl down again. Exhale. Curl back up. This time we'll curl down and stay there. We're going to unweight the left foot. Just lift it a little bit. We'll stretch it out, bend, and then we're going to plant that foot. Then the right will lift, stretch it out, bend, and plant it. So we're going to keep going with the legs. As we extend one, we can reach up with the opposite arm if you want to be more fancy. If you're easily bored and want more of your limbs involved. Let's do one more each side. Then we'll roll up. We're going to orient the soles of the feet toward each other. Lift tall through those collarbones. Take a big inhale. Then we'll lean in for a little hip stretch. Let's take a couple of breaths right here. And let's rise back up to a seated position. We'll tip those knees back up, soles of the feet on the mat. Reach the arms forward. Tuck the tail, curl on down. We're going to hold here. This time we'll unweight that left leg, stretch it out. Then we're going to do a little half circle back up. Then we'll plant it. Right leg, stretch it out. Little half circle back up. And then we'll plant it. Let's keep going. Stretch out and down. Each side one more time. And we'll plant that right foot, curl on up, tip the soles of the feet toward each other, lift tall through those collarbones, big inhale. Exhale, lean in. Take some deep breath. And let's rise back up. Tip the soles of the feet back onto the mat. Reach the arms forward. Tuck the tail, curl down and hold. We're going to unweight that left foot. Tip the hip open. Lift the leg, lower it. We're going to do 2 more lifts and lowers. 1 more. Then plant that foot. We'll lift the right foot. Tip that hip open. Lift it. Lower it. 2 more times. Then let's curl on up. This time we'll stretch those legs out in a V. Inhale, lift tall through the collarbones. Exhale, fold forward, and we'll hold here breathing. Okay, let's roll on up. We'll do one more variation. So let's bring the soles of the feet back to the mat. Put the ball back behind that tailbone if it's not. We'll reach the arms forward, tuck the tail, curl down and hold. We're gonna unweight the left foot, tip that hip open. We're gonna do our lower and lift again. This time, let's also do the opposite arm. Lift and lower, lift and lower. One more time. Then same thing on the other side. Tip that right hip open, lift and lower. Okay, then let's curl back up, stretch the legs out nice and wide. This time, let's reach out wide through both arms. Big inhale. We'll exhale to one side, saw, saw. Inhale, center. Exhale the other way. One more each side. Then let's come back to center. We'll inhale, reach up. Forward fold. On the exhale, reach with those fingertips, then round the back. Let's walk our hands back in, stacking the spine. Then we'll bring our feet and legs straight out in front of us. Let's have our ball handy. We're going to cross our right ankle just above that left knee. So we can bring the ball underneath that thigh for a little extra support for that hip. We'll put a hand on the foot and a hand on the kneecap. Let's inhale, lift tall through the collarbones, and we'll exhale, fold forward. Let's take a few breaths right here. Then let's rise on up. We're going to tip the leg the other way, so we'll have the ball handy and bring that shin back. So I'm placing the ball right under the inner thigh and then bringing the heel close to the glute for a quad stretch. If your knees are okay, you might want to go deeper, especially if you're not feeling very much here. You can take the ball out for a little deeper stretch. That's up to you. Just want to be gentle with the knees. Let's inhale, reach up to the sky. And we'll exhale, fold forward toward that extended leg. So let's walk our hands back up that left leg. We'll bring both feet forward again. Let's put the soles of the feet on the mat. Then we're going to lift the fronts of the feet, put the palms right on there. Bring the chest close to the thighs so we're curled into our little ball again. From here, we're going to keep our chest on the thighs, but inch the heels forward for a little deeper release. Breathe into your back. The pressure from the chest being on the thighs is going to open up the backs of the lungs. We want to expand into that space. Let's take one more full breath, just like that. Then we'll let go of the soles of the feet. We'll walk our hands back up. We'll stretch our right leg out and then cross this left ankle just above the right knee. We can bring that ball underneath the back of the thigh for a little support there. Let's flex those right toes toward the knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold toward the right shin. Let's hold there for a couple of breaths. Let's stack the spine vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to take this foot off the knee, swivel it the other way. Yeah, don't detach it completely. Then we can rest that inner thigh on the ball to ease the knee here. Or if it feels okay to your knee to have that deeper quad stretch, we can take the ball out. Let's inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward toward those right toes. We'll rest here, breathing deep. And let's walk our hands up that right leg. We'll unwind this left leg, put the soles of the feet on the mat. Let's keep our ball handy so we can reach it. And we'll roll back down onto our back. Once we come down, let's put the soles of the feet on the mat. Scoot the hips an inch or two to your left. Let the knees drop away to the right. And let's bring the knees back to center. Slide the hips over to the right. Let the knees drop away to the left. Take a couple of breaths right there. And let's bring those knees back to center, soles of the feet onto the mat. Let's take our ball. We're going to place that right underneath the sacrum. Let's place the ball there. Once it's there, gently rock the hips side to side. So we're swaying those hips back and forth across the mat. Unwind any tension in the back. Then let's come back to center. We're going to scoop our belly button down and in. Let's bring both legs up into tabletop position. We'll stretch the right leg away, lower it, lift it, then return. Then the other leg will stretch away, lower, lift, and return. Let's go back and forth. Should feel a lot of core intensity. Let's do each side one more time. Then bring the soles of the feet back down to the mat. Again, we can sway the hips side to side or just tip the pelvis side to side. Take a couple of resting breaths here with the feet on the ground. And let's come back to center. Let's scoop our belly button down and in. We're going to bring both legs up into our tabletop again. Come into a V foot shape with the heels touching together. Just like froggy, we want the soles of the feet facing away. We're going to keep our right leg where it is, lower the left, keeping that shape of the leg the same, then lift it and squeeze the heels. Then we'll lower the right just a few inches, lift it and squeeze the heels. So we're seeing if we can keep the shape of the leg the same, lower and lift, so we're leveraging the core. See if you can keep the shoulders more relaxed. Keep scooping your belly button down and in. We'll do each side one more time. Bring the soles of the feet down to the mat. Rest everything. You can sway the hips side to side. You could stretch one leg out or both legs out. Whatever would feel most restful to you. We'll take a few deep breaths. Then let's bring our arms back to our sides. Bring the soles of the feet back onto the mat. Scoop your belly button down and in. Then we'll bring our legs up into our tabletop. From here, we'll stretch the left leg away. We're going to lower it straight down and then half circle back up. Then we're going to bring that leg back. Then the right leg will stretch away, lower straight down, half circle back up, Then return. We're going to go side to side. Try to rely on your core, not to tip off the ball. One more each side. Let's put the feet on the ground. Again, we'll take a few deep resting breaths here. Whatever poses would feel good. Swaying the hips, stretching the legs out, whatever feels good to your body. Breathe deep. Let's bring our arms back to our sides, soles of the feet back onto the mat. Scoop the tailbone in. We're going to do one more variation here. So let's bring our legs up into tabletop. We'll have our froggy shape again, so heels together. We're going to lower both legs together just a few inches, then scoop back up. Squeeze those heels the whole time. Lower a few inches, scoop back up. Maintain that core intensity, scooping your core muscles down and in. We'll do two more. The next time we scoop up, we'll pause there, stretch the legs away, keeping the heels together, then bend the knees. Then we'll lower a little, keep that shape, and lift. Stretch away, bend the knees, lower, and lift. Let's do three more. Last one. And bring the soles of the feet down. We'll take some resting breaths. You can stretch out, you can sway the hips, whatever would feel good here. Breathe deep. And let's bring our arms back to our sides, soles of the feet underneath us. Let's lift our hips. We'll take the ball out. Just set it aside. Let's cross our right ankle just above that left knee. Flex the toes toward the knee. We can keep the sole of that left foot on the mat or lift it. And let's do just a little swaying movement side to side. And let's unwind. And we'll cross the other leg. Same stretch, other leg. Let the shoulders nestle a little deeper into the support of the ground. Deep in the breath. Let's come back to center. We'll uncross. Put the soles of both feet on the ground. Bring them wide apart. Put your right hand on your right thigh. We're going to keep that leg really still. Tip the left knee down and in toward the center of the mat. Then bring it back. We're going to do that again. Keep your right hand on that right quad so it's not going anywhere. Let's do one more dip and lift to that left side. And we'll bring that left leg back out. Put your left palm on that left thigh, and we'll just do the right side. Dip that right knee down, bring it back, keep on going. Do one more. Then we're going to alternate sides. We're going to use our hand as well as a tactile cue. Put your right hand on your right thigh, dip the left, bring it back. Left hand on left thigh, dip the right, Bring it back. So that's slow. We'll go back and forth. The hand that's on the thigh, we'll just press right in, push right into that thigh. So it shouldn't be moving. Let's do each side one more time. And we'll come on back to center. Let's walk the feet closer together again. From there, we'll bring the right knee close to the chest, clasp the hands over that shin, stretch the left leg away. We're going to bring that right thigh to the outer edge of the body. So reach it out to the right and hold there for a breath. Then return. Let's do that again. We'll reach it out. Then return. One more time. And return. So I'm going to give two options from here. We can keep our hands clasped over that shin and just bring the right thigh out beyond the right edge of the body. If we want to take a deeper stretch, let's bring our right hand to the right outer edge of the foot, and we'll come into a half happy baby pose. So just on one side, presenting the sole of that right foot up to the sky. So the right knee's bent a lot. You can put your left palm right on that left hip crease and press it down just to anchor that side of the body. Should get a really deep stretch for this right hip. Then we'll soften and we'll come back to clasping the hands over that right shin. Give that whole right thigh a nice big squeeze. Then let's take our right arm, we'll reach it out to the right. Let's twist toward the left, keeping that right shoulder blade on the mat. Let's come back to center. Put the soles of both feet on the mat for a moment and just find your neutral spine. Then we'll stretch the legs out. We're going to do Shavasana pose just for a moment here. Just feel the difference in the left and right legs, especially left and right sides of the body. And let's bring our left thigh close in. We'll clasp our hands over that shin, roll the shoulders down the back. We're going to bring this left thigh to the outer edge of the body, give it a squeeze there, and then back to center. We'll do that 2 more times. Press it out to the left, and bring it back. And then again, we'll have the option of just bringing it out to the left, holding there with both hands, or coming into that half happy baby pose. So happy baby just on the left side. Bring the left palm to the outer edge of the foot. The right hand will come to that right hip flexor and press down to anchor that side of the body. Breathe deep here. Even though that left arm is holding on, see if you can allow the left shoulder to stay relaxed. And let's gently draw this left thigh close to the chest again. We'll clasp our hands over the shin. Give that left thigh a nice squeeze. Then we'll let our left arm release to the left, twist to the right. Let that left shoulder stay resting on the mat. Let's come back to center. We'll put the soles of both feet on the mat. And just find that neutral spine. From there, let's stretch the legs out long, coming into Shavasana pose. Turn the palms up if that feels available to you, just to rotate the shoulders out. And let's bring the awareness back to the heart center. Notice how you feel in mind, body, and spirit. Take a few deep breaths just for you, letting all the goodness of the practice sink into your bones. Let's wiggle the fingers and the toes, stretching a little if that feels good. And let's make our way to one side, coming into fetal pose. From there, we'll use our hands to press our way up to a centered seat. Let's close our eyes once we get there, bringing the hands together at the heart center. Take a moment to bow your head to your heart. Invite all the good energy that we generated in class to stay with you throughout the days ahead and to radiate outward to everyone whose lives we touch. Thank you all so much for sharing your morning. Namaste.